So he has spent 3 million. There are people that are prepared for marriage with 20 billion, 30 billion, 50 billion.
If you truly love your wife, you have to accommodate.
If you come as a poor man, they'll give you a poor man this thing.
There is no relationship between the money you spend and the feeling you have for your wife.
Yes, welcome to Share with Noble. Now, today we are looking at an issue again that borders on marriage. A young man got married to another young woman. Two of them are from the southeastern part of Nigeria. Of course, which means they understand the tradition of the people very clearly. Now, this young man was given a list. That list contained whatever the family of the young lady needed for him to pay as a part of maybe other bad price or whatever it is to appease the people. And this amounted to about 3 million naira. He paid and they got married. But she later told the wife now that since he paid this humongous amount of money as a bride price and all that represented, he will never allow any of the girls' relations to be or visit them in their house. And of course, the marriage continued until until the point came when the lady put to bed a child. Now, as a tradition will have it, the mother of the wife was supposed to come for what we call in Nigeria omugo. But because of the stance of the boy or what he stood for right from the beginning, said no, your mother cannot come here for omugo because I told you earlier that I have paid for everything, and therefore it is my mother that will come for omugo. And of course, it was the mother of the boy now that came for omugo. And since that time, the girl has not been able to convince the boy of the need for her own parents or the mother especially to come for that kind of treatment in their home. And this has been giving her a lot of concern. She wants to know from you or from all of us what she can do next. What step she should take to actually take herself away from this debacle. So I don't know what you think, but let me hear from Amona. Yes, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and Dr. T. Peters.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. I like your red cow.
No, it's
I wish I can buy my own.
sometimes I say you should put on a taking faculty card.
Okay.
Please, my taking faculty
No,
card.
is this something I can buy myself or somebody give me?
No, this one you have to go in the Igbo tradition. You kill a cow,
Okay.
kill a horse,
Okay.
then I become a Buzulu.
If you kill it, are you going to eat it alone? Or you
No, people don't want that.
Okay.
That are not comply with the title.
Okay, I think
They are advancing by being an also.
Okay.
They are wearing the anklets.
Okay. Okay.
So
It's not an easy task.
it's not that easy, that's a lot.
You can have it. So let me be at peace with myself. Yes, this lady is at the crossroads on what to do about her life as a married woman. You know, the bride price was paid, but unfortunately now it turned out to be that the young man actually paid with anger. So she wants to know what to do to resolve the matter because he still wants to continue in that marriage. Yeah.
Ogo, come back, Nataba. In the whole wide world, in African continent, particularly in Nigeria, every tribe has their own culture and way of life. In the Fulani kingdom, when they want to marry, what they call Shero. Shero simply means you say you have age to marry, they will bring an able-bodied man and you lift your hands up like this and they will flogging you here and blood will be spilling. So if you don't cry, if you don't shout, it means that you're qualified to marry.
Okay.
So in the past, we're also told that when you want to marry, your father will buy you your piglets, like 3 or 4, and ask you to grow them over a period of a year. So if you're patient with that, that means you have almost age to get married. At the beginning of their relationship with the girl that resort to marriage, I sincerely believe that he must have required, if he's honest with himself, what it will take for him to marry from that particular area. And if it's what he will do, he will do. So they have told what to do, and maybe out of love, you did it in anger, and now bar the guest family from visiting you and the mother-in-law from visiting you. banning your mother-in-law in particular from visiting you to come for the purpose of the mogul is very wrong. Not even a signal, in fact, it's a taboo as far as we're concerned, because every mother look forward to that, to come for that particular mogul. Even when she's going by, she also look forward to that wrapper that you're going to buy, that bag of salt that you're going to buy, and one powder that she will take home and celebrate with her fellow women that God has blessed her with grandchildren. So denying her that right, particularly the woman, is completely uncalled for. And of course, the woman may end up not forgiving them. So he has spent 3 million. There are people that are prepared for marriage with 20 billion, 30 billion, 50 billion, and so on and so forth. For him to have paid 3 million means he's capable to pay, and he has paid. So he should accept it in good faith. If not for the sake of other things, for the sake of the wife that he claimed to love, and for the sake of the child that come to the world. Does he want to avoid the family perpetuity? In our culture, when you give birth to a child, you must bring the child home and you take the child to the maternal place. Maternal place, that are some traditional things that you are going to do. It's kind of blessing for them to bless the child that their daughter gives to them. You know, there are some also places where the child will be also given land in the maternal places. It's our first granddaughter, our first grandchild. This land belongs to the child. Whenever he grows, he can come back here, things like that. And of course, we have an Igbo saying that also that means when you have trouble outside or from your father's area, you're having trouble, you go back to your grandmother's the maternal home place, and you are rescued. So for him to be acting, or as far as I'm concerned, what he's doing now is just acting in anger or paying the sum of 3 million naira. What the value of 3 million naira now is something that you can sit in a bar and finish. So let him forgive the woman, forgive the family, and make the wife a more happier wife, and also make the children more happy people. That's where's your mother from? You'll be able to pinpoint that this is where my mother comes from. But if you cannot to do that, you want to end into depression, and attitude might come in. You might say, I can do attitude now, and when you do attitude now, you will sack her. When the children grow, the children will come back. The children don't come back. They will stay in that maternal place, and that's his end. Whether I like it or not, they will get the consequences. So let him not forget about that. It has passed, it has passed. But at the same vein, the people of our people, we should also begin to consider, in marriage in some areas, I think they look at the clothes or the car you come from. If you come as a poor man, they'll give you a poor man list. If you come as a big man in some place, Igbo land, they'll give you a big man list. Maybe the man come as a big man, they got a big man list. And maybe he's going, he did not go with his family people. This is part of what I'm saying about marriage. When you want to marry, there are requirements. The first visitation, you can go with your friend, but the second visitation, you must go with your father if you're still alive, with your mother, with your uncle, or with your elder brother, not your younger brother. That is where they will ask basic questions. That is where they come from. And when they ask to go, then they now come back again to do what we call knowing the place. That means the parents of the girl you are marrying will visit your home and make inquiries. You yourself, for your own part, also go and make inquiries before the marriage is consummated, before they drink they pay the down and everything. But this is to show that they are doing township marriage, which is what is affecting a lot of people. When you want to do marriage, come back home and do it the way they do it. You have peace of mind.
Okay, now you have just said something about what the young man should do. But really, it's not the young man that's actually worried now. It's the wife that is worried and wants to know what to do.
Now, I'm now begging on behalf of the wife, I'm now begging the man.
Okay.
And as the Ogo Natalazian, let Ogo come back.
Okay, so
hoping that the girl must have apologized to him and tried to maybe appease him, and the man is doing, I paid 3 million.
Okay.
So that's someone that will go to market and buy a brand new car, on his way coming back, something will happen. So he cannot tell me that all he threw his life has not lost 3 billion. So let him forgive that has passed. Let him show love to his wife that he loved from the beginning, and at infinity.
So I wanted to okay, great, Mona. Yes, you have that what Dr. Peters has just said.
Yes.
Now the lady is in a fix. Dr. Peter says the man, that is the husband now, should swallow his pride and realize that after all, he was able to pay the dowry and be grateful to God that he did. Now, the lady maybe is not the one that is, she's complaining. She's the one that is complaining. You have an advice for her. What should she do? Beyond the fact that the man can be grateful that he was able to pay 3 million. What should the woman do to convince the man not to actually accommodate her relations?
I say different strokes. The underpinning in love, I mean, in a relationship, in marriage.
Yeah.
Marriage is consummation of a relationship. The underpinning in marriage is love. Why I say different strokes? It's not the turn of the woman to. You see, that kind of solicitation. My husband spent money on my marriage, and now I have to, kind of, appease, to try to appease him because he spent money. Then that's a temporary, closing the door on my, family.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? 3 million naira. Oh, you see, what are we talking about? Because of the present economy, when Nigeria's economy was healthy, that was a lot of money. But even then, what I'm trying to say that there is no relationship between the money you spend and the feeling you have for your wife. But then you say, what advice for the woman?
Yeah.
She should ask the husband to look beyond what he spent and go back to that second he would have for a relationship, then ending in marriage. If you could play the tape, if you have the tape of, when he was weighing her, maybe that would play some kind of, in literature, there's what we call catharsis. That is the shedding of emotion after a particular act has been consummated. The audience, maybe the dramatic personnel, all of them are part of this catharsis. She play the tape of how the relationship started. Then the man will now go through the whole thing. And when that tape is played, it's about, self-analysis. Do I actually love this woman? Love dies hard. True love that is genuine, is not pecuniary. It's not about money. If you truly love your wife, you have to accommodate. So you don't say, honey, what is all this thing? Do you really love me? Let me give you an instance. After that third day, Christ, that visit to Annoyance, appeared to Peter, and the other disciples. They were fishing. Maybe the recognition was stopped, and just to test maybe their faith. When they found it and they discovered that actually it was Christ, Peter wanted to jump into the water. You understand? And what question did he say? Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me more than all this? Do you love me more than all these material things? So yes, she has to beg the one, but she should remind him that only this is about our basic beginning. Love me truly, and then you will look beyond the money you spent. Is the marriage a summation of monetary transaction? No, the marriage is about a summation of mutual feeling. If you truly love your wife, it is about respect, and if you truly love your wife, it's about regard. So these are the values she has to lay bare before the man. Only please consider my family based on a reassessment of why did you choose to marry me?
Okay.
Is that because you love me?
Okay.
That's what she should actually yes.
So you have heard from Great Amona, the lady you are hearing now, that you should go to your husband and do more of convincing him about the need for him to realize that you actually love him and you think he also loves you. And therefore, if you love me, like Grace said, please, you can still go the extra mile to love my parents. And this is not different from the submission of Dr. Peters, who says the young man also should realize that the mother-in-law coming to his house for Omugo is a right in Igbo land, because it is something that they look forward to. I have a grandchild and I'm going for Omugo, and when I come back, you should expect powder. You should also expect socks. So these are some of the things that when they come back, they share to the community. And in doing that, the community people will also bless the child, because the mother has gone and come back with an evidence that indeed he has a grandchild from a man like you. So these are the issues now, and these are the summation of these people. But beyond that also, you also look at the possibility of involving your own parents, and the parents of your husband. These are areas that you can also make yourself available to and see how you can resolve this matter. So on this note, we're saying bye bye. But just as you are watched, like we keep saying, don't just watch, like, share, and press the notification button so that when we come again, you'll be able to get our updates.